Hello and welcome to the next tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple coffee mug. We start by deleting the cube, pressing X and delete. Then we select camera and light and press H to hide it. Now Shift A to add cylinder. Then we adjust the cylinder on it and vertices and scale it down a little bit. Something like this. Now we hit Shift D to double it and X to move it on the X axis, then R and X to rotate it 90 degrees and scale it on the Y axis, something like this. To make this quite clean, we can use this name for cup and handle. Now we cannot get lost. So we continue by pressing tab to enter the edit mode, select these top faces, press X to delete the face. Now we add solidify modifier to add some thickness, something like this. Maybe a little bit more. Right, okay. Now we hit object mode and select the handle. Grab it by G, pressing G and move it on the X axis. Scale it on the X axis by pressing S and X and S and Y, something like this. G, X, move it. Scale it on the Y-axis as well, something like this. Then we hit tab to enter the edit mode, select this face, and I to insert it, just like this, maybe a little bit less, yeah. And then hit edge and bridge edge loops to make a hole in it. Now we see we have this still the rest of the cylinder in the cap, so we use Boolean modifier, and by pressing on this icon and selecting the cap, you cut it just like this. Apply modifier, hide the cap, and then use transparent view to enter object mode and select these faces by pressing X, faces, to remove it. Now we need to join these two together, so we add some loop cuts, hit edit mode by pressing tab, Ctrl R to add some loop cuts, add 4 loop cuts, and by pressing Shift and Alt and left click on the loop cuts, you can select it all around. Do the same thing on the bottom one and scale it on the Z axis to move it right to the edge of the handle. Do the same thing by pressing Shift, Alt and these loop cuts and scale it on the Z axis to match these bottom one's edges. Now we use this view and press K to use the knife tool. By left click and right click, you insert this edge. Same thing, left click, right click, right click, and last time. When you're done, you press enter and you have these 4 edges. Now we use G and X to move it a little bit off, something like this, and then select these two by pressing Shift and Ctrl J to join it together. we need to apply the modifier first. Yeah. Now we can use it together and Ctrl J to join it together. Then we use this transparent view. Hit tab to enter the edit mode and select face selection. And you can see we need these two faces to be connected together. So we use bridge edge loops again, just like this. And we do the same thing down here. So these two faces. Bridge edge loops. Select it. Now we have completely connected the handle and the cup. And we add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Press it 3 times, and it looks pretty good. Now we enter the edit mode. Select the bottom face, insert it once, insert it twice to give it the edge. Same thing from the top view, insert it once, insert it twice, just a little bit, and you give it a nice flat bottom. Maybe we add some loop cuts to add the thickness we just lost. Something like this. Now we apply the modifier and press shade smooth. It looks pretty good. Thank you for watching. This was a quick tutorial. See you next time.